Here is a swing trading strategy called Ride the Wave, which gave me a $53,000 trading month. In this video, I'm going to give you a 6-step process that you can easily follow to start winning trades immediately after you watch this video. So with that being said, let's get straight into it. The way that I was able to do it was by following just one method for the past couple of years. I didn't change a bunch of strategies. I just had to lock in on this one strategy for the past couple of years. And that's how I was able to actually build that consistency and really start to slowly scale up my risk and my capital. Because if you see how often a strategy works, then you can be confident to risk more money on each trade. But if you keep switching every couple of months to a new strategy, you're never going to be able to know for long term if it really works or if it doesn't. And that's going to mentally limit you into how much you're willing to risk. Because there's no way you're going to risk, $7,000, $10,000, or $15,000 on one single trade if you're not very, very confident about what the result is going to be. So when you stick to one, you get those numbers and you get to have that confidence, and all of your mindset issues start to go away. So here's something that I discovered that I think can help all of you guys out a lot with your trading. So missing entries doesn't actually cost you anything. There's new trades every couple of days, and what really matters is the trades that you do take. Those need to be 100% quality trades, and that matters much more than how many trades you possibly miss. So many traders are focused on hesitation during their entries, and then they end up missing the move. There's two possible ways you can view missing a move that actually, goes and hits take profit. The way that I see it is I see that as a win because I correctly analyze the market. The way most people see it is that they see that as a mistake, as a failure, because they missed out on something that would have made them money. That's the incorrect way of seeing it. You need to instead shift your mindset into saying, well, I was still correct on that analysis, and next time I take it, that would have been a win. That's the way to do it. It's always quality over quantity. But if you miss one, that's fine because you were looking for the perfect quality. But if you're here saying that, failure is missing trades, that's just incorrect. What matters here is just having a couple of good trades, a couple of quality trades. So your win rate could look like this. It could be 60%, 70%, whatever it is relative to your risk to reward. This is what matters. So now let's get into the 6-step process that you can use to start finding these trades. Step number 1, you want to go on the daily chart. So it's not really that hard to see when you go on a daily chart that has a trend, what direction each time frame is headed. So for example, here, this daily time frame is a bullish time frame. It's a bullish trend. So then you want to go on the 4-hour chart. You write down the 4-hour direction. Ideally, it would also be bullish just as the daily time frame was. So now you can start to write down your time frames here on the trading view chart. Then you go on the 1-hour chart, right? So this is step number 3. At this point, you want to find the 1-hour direction and write it down just like you did for the 4-hour time frame. And with that, then you can start to mark your areas on the 4-hour chart. So what you do is you find the 4-hour major support and resistance zones, and you want to just basically put a rectangle on them. The way to find the zones is very simple. Just look for where price has consistently bounced off of multiple times, ideally at least twice. So once you have those marked up, then you could also mark your lows and your highs. As you see here with the yellow circles, basically what we're doing here is establishing that there is a trend and looking at the market structure of where the market is actually going. So at this point, we've wrote down how many time frames we have in alignment. We've basically marked our lows and our highs, and we have our support and resistance areas on this 4-hour time frame. Now we can move on to step number 5, which is to take your entry on the 1-hour time frame. So on the 1-hour chart, all you simply need is to use an entry confirmation to then enter the trade. Most likely the market will be coming into your 4-hour area of either support if you're buying or resistance if you're selling. And then you wait for your entry confirmation to simply enter in. The one here that you see on the screen is an engulfing candle. right as soon as that engulfing candle closes, you can simply just enter in the trade. And now you're in a trade that has a confirmation at a 4-hour area of support with a higher time frame trend. And it makes sense that the market would then continue to go bullish, which then leads to you placing your take profit. You place your take profit on an area on the 4-hour chart. So if you go back to step number 4, once you have these areas marked up, if you see on the top here, there's kind of a blue rectangle. This is a major 4-hour resistance. And that's exactly where I would have my area of take profit. Because once the market reaches there, I want to have my take profit there. So step number 4 and step 6 are highly connected because you're going to use those same areas, and you just basically want to look a bit more into the future to find those areas to place your take profit. You want to place it in the area where it's most likely to hit, while still, of course, having a positive risk reward above a 1 to 2. So with that, let me show you how I use this for one of the trades that made me over $10,000. So getting on the chart here on AUDUSD, as you see, we have a sell position here that really played out very nicely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the replay mode and basically show you a bit more detail. So I'm going to take off this price action that's occurred since then. As you see, the market has now gone bullish, which is perfect because we literally took our profit out at the best possible price right before the market continued to then go back up. So first of all, on the daily time frame, when I took this entry, I had this data to work with up until this candle right here. And what I saw was that we were below this moving average on the daily time frame, and we had seen a strong daily candle to the downside. So this is an engulfing candle on the daily time frame. When you see something like this, it of course shows that we are bearish, and there's a lot more selling pressure than there is buying pressure. Even if you zoom out here on this daily time frame, you see just how much bearishness there really is. From here, we can go down into the 4-hour time frame. So what I'm going to do here, now that I'm on the 4-hour, is I'm going to write down basically the same thing that I showed you in the 6 steps. So we have our daily time frame as bearish, right? So we're going to write this down and we're going to use this as a confluence. Okay, so now looking at the 4-hour time frame, this is where you really have to start doing your analysis and doing your markups on the chart. So what I would do here is probably start to mark our highs and lows. And as you see, we would mark this high right here, which is lower. Now this one, when I took the trade, that didn't exist, right? So I was expecting this to be the highest point in the market before going down, but it actually retraced one more time, almost stopping me out before then continuing in the overall trend. Of course, not the markets are not always going to be perfect, but the idea is that I believed this was going to be the last lower high before the continuation is slightly passed above it, but all in all, this was the area to sell at for catching this bearish move. Now that we've established that we have, these 2 lower highs, this being the first one, compared to this one, it's lower. And we have this lower high right here, which by the way, this should be in yellow. So going to put this yellow right here. So we have 2 lower highs all compared to this top price up here. Now we're bearish. We're below the moving average on this 4-hour time frame. And we can definitely head down and say that this is a bearish time frame. So now what I would do is go down into the 1-hour chart and try to find an entry confirmation. So the entry confirmation that I used for this trade in specific was an engulfing candle. Just how I showed you here in step 5, this is the same entry confirmation that I used for this trade, this real trade that I showed you on AUDUSD. So what I did was I waited for the market to come up into this moving average and into this area of resistance, right here at 0.65100. I saw that we started to reject it and I needed to wait for it to reject before entering in on the sell. I saw that it rejected it. You could have potentially entered it on this first candle, but could have been a bit more risky. So what I did was I waited for an additional confirmation, which was this candle closing as an engulfing candle. Now, what makes this an engulfing candle? Well, it's the fact that this bearish candle is larger than the previous bullish candle, which basically shows us there's more momentum and there's more selling pressure on that candle. So what did I do? I entered it right around the same time that it closed. The only thing is that with spread, it put me a little bit lower than it should have. Now my stop loss was still safe. I placed it well above, that moving average, even on the 4-hour chart. So I knew it was a pretty safe area. Now it did get close to hitting it, but this usually does not happen. Usually it will just go straight down. And from there, we can also talk about, where did I place my take profit? So let's go into the 4-hour chart. And if we look left, we have this major area of support. Now you'll notice that I placed it a bit higher than the actual support itself, because you could go ahead and say that this was the support down here. But the reason why I placed it a bit higher was just in case there was going to be a big rejection off of there and a reversal, which by the way was exactly what happened. I wanted to be safe and I wanted to take my profit out around this 0.64 250 area instead of waiting for it to come all the way down, which could happen. But I'd rather at that point just secure my profit up here than have it potentially reject. So if we look here to the right, could have caught a couple of more pips, but for the most part, I caught most of the move. And then from there, the market obviously continued to go bullish, as I showed you. And, if you were in this market live, you would literally have to watch the market reverse against you completely, where, it's unnecessary. You can just secure your profit at a more logical area, which was right around here, 64,300 for me. That was just a much more logical area to secure your profit. And as you see, the market then continued to go bullish. Now, I do have something in my strategy that tells me when the market is most likely going to shift. But the idea is you would be out of the market before that occurs, before this change of structure starts to happen. The idea is you're already in profit and you've already secured your trade. So this was a great example. This was one of the trades that made me over 10K. And it's very simple. Remember what I said at the beginning of this video. The way that I was able to get here was by following one method for a long period of time and slowly scaling up my risk and my capital. You're not going to be able to scale if you keep changing what you're doing. You can't strategy hop. You can't think that, just because this doesn't work, I'm going to stop doing it. No, you have to find something, yes, that works, but then you have to stick with it. Even if the first week you don't make a lot of money, that's probably due to other things, and it's probably not due to the strategy, especially if you're using Ride the Wave, because I've proven that it works. My students are proving that it works, and this is consistently the correct way to trade the markets, especially on the higher time frames, and especially when it comes to swing trading. This is by far the most effective way. So as you see, that AUDUSD trade right here is this one, and it played out very, very nicely. So that being said, I'll see you in the next video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, or send me an Instagram DM, which you can find my Instagram in the link below. So I will see you in the next video.